Hey, what's up, gang? Kawaii50 here with another fake Grand Order video, and I saw some other content creators were doing this, like Mist. And I kind of thought that, hey, I might as well do it. Why not? So this is Who Have I Grailed? Who have I grailed and why? I'm sure you can see all those characters there. I'm just going to go ahead and click away. Boom. There we are. On to the first one. So if you've grailed anybody I've grailed, or if you happen to see somebody that's grailed that isn't normally grailed, you are contractually obligated to like and subscribe. Okay, I am glad we've got that out of the way. Let's go ahead and get started with my boy Achilles. Achilles is grailed to 100, and the first servant I have completely gold foed. I haven't gotten anyone to 120. I have no intention of getting anyone to 120. 100 is going to be the solid stopping point. Achilles is my favorite Fate character. Period. I absolutely adored Achilles in Fate Apocrypha. I adore Achilles every single time he shows up in a Fate event. The man is clearly one of the greatest heroes who have ever lived. I love the animations they did for him. I love how his skills work. The man was integral in my quick farming. I still need to get him to 10-10-10, but that will all happen in the future. Achilles, you are my boy. I pray that Patroclus gets added to Fate, specifically for you. I will also grail him, just for you. Love Achilles. Love him so much. Alright, and next up we have Daddy Long Gong. Chen Gong has several reasons why I've grailed him to 100. The first, of course, being that the Chen Gong system is just fun. It is a very enjoyable way to farm and to get a lot of bond up on a lot of servants who have the ability to charge Noble Phantasm very quickly. If you want to check out the Chen Gong system, I have another video on my channel on how to use the Chen Gong system effectively, so hopefully that can end up helping you out too. Chen Gong also has the benefit of being a 3 Kingdoms servant, and you are going to see in a lot of these videos, I'm trying to get all the 3 Kingdom servants to 90 as a catalyst, hopefully to have Guan Yu added to Fate Grand Order. So that is my hope. So Chen Gong, by virtue of the Chen Gong system being incredibly fun, as well as just in general being a 3 Kingdom servant, the man gets an easy 100. Next up is Jalter, and I gotta say, back in the day, the main reason that I grailed Jalter to 100 was purely for gameplay reasons. I was riding off of that Merlin high, and that 15,500 attack that we almost got right there, that is a very powerful motivator when it comes to leveling up a character designed to deal oodles and oodles of crit damage. Now, this doesn't mean I don't like Jalter as a character. Far from it. I do think Jalter is great. She's just not personally one of my favorites. I mainly did this for mechanical reasons, and I am just hoping that Jalter finally gets an animation update someday, because wow, using her with some of the characters that are out in the game right now, it can be a little difficult to look at. Over here we have Nero. Now Nero's kind of sitting at a pause right now as I grail some other characters, but I do eventually plan to get her to level 100. And the reason I've grailed Nero, I used to be a big Nero fan. I have shifted over since to Tamamo no Mai, based on like Fate Extella Link being pretty dang good with the Tamamo representation, but Nero in general does still hold a special place in my heart because of Fate Extra. Fate Extra is actually what ended up getting me back into Fate. I'd kind of fallen out of it after watching the Dean anime, and Fate Extra was actually the push I needed. Played through that on my PSP after borrowing it from a friend. Absolutely adored it. Went through multiple times to play through that game, and then on top of that, it's what got me into seeking out, downloading, and rereading Fate Stay Night in its entirety. So because of the absolute impact that Fate Extra has had on me, Nero, you definitely get that grail to 94 and eventually to 100, since you were the first person I played through as. Tamamo will probably get some grails in the future, but is still pending a update to her skills, which she desperately needs, I might add. Lasengo, just saying. Lancer Artoria Altar. This was my first 10-10-10 NP 5 that I ended up going for. Lancer Artoria Alter is my favorite incarnation of Artoria, period. I absolutely loved her kit. I loved the way that she is presented in her lore. She is actually a legitimately horrifying character, and part of the reason I sunk the Grails into her is because I really feel like she has been done dirty. She has absolutely been done dirty by Lasengel. Not necessarily Lasengel, I keep saying Lasengel, DW and Type Moon in her story. She hasn't been represented nearly as horrifying as she could possibly be. So I am again putting out to all of you, give Lancer Artoria Alter a true representation in the story, show how horrifying she can be, release an animation update, because this is an incredible incarnation of Artoria, and I would like to see more of her. Next up, we've got Okada Izo sitting pretty at level 90. This is my favorite Gouda character, and a lot of other people's favorite as well. I've got him sitting at the 10-10-10. I've got him sitting with the NP5. This dog is just absolutely amazing in all aspects. I love when he shows up in the story. The man is a force to be reckoned with in Fate type Redline, which you should definitely go read. Okada is a true champion there, and he has hands down some of the best costumes in the game. I know we've got this one here right now. The man is getting another costume on top of that, but even his 3rd, 2nd, and 1st ascensions just hit the gas and do not stop. I bought the Nendoroid for this man. Okada is incredible. Okada is delightful. Give me more Okada in the story whenever possible. Can't wait for that costume. Next up here, we've got Hosoin Inshun, who needs to go to 90. And the reason Inshun was grailed was simple, honestly. He was my favorite character in Shimosa. I absolutely loved his interactions in Shimosa, and I want to see more of him in the story. He is also a pretty neat sort of pseudo-alternative to Ku. I know a lot of people talk about how they differ as last-line servants, and they totally do, but I absolutely adore using Inshun whenever he comes out, hitting that Oboro Irazuki multiple times. Did I even pronounce that right? Oboro Irazuki. Yep, Oboro Irazuki. There we go. Whatever, we're close enough. I absolutely love using that skill whenever he pops out. Using that MP, seeing those crit damage numbers go higher and higher, getting all those crit stars to do it again. Man's just a very fun servant to use. Serenity. Now, Serenity is going to hit the case for a couple of other servants. I loved all of the Hassans, and I've still got one more of them that I need to finish grailing to 80, but I think the Hassans were absolutely some of the best parts of Camelot. I absolutely am angry at the movie for cutting some of the Hassans because it was very integral. Every single role they played in Camelot. It really opened them up as characters and really pushed them forward past what one would expect from assassins, which is just plain old villains. I know Serenity has the massive waifu potential. Cannot wait for her skin in the future. Cursed Arm pulls everything a little bit further because this was the man that carried me through Orleans, along with a certain other servant I'm sure you all know as. Hassan of the Cursed Arm is an incredible assassin that you should all definitely make sure to level whenever you have an opportunity. The buff he received to throw retrieve is actually phenomenal, and the man can definitely put in some work on dragon nodes for you too. So if you're a newer player watching this and you need an assassin to help carry you through the story, why don't you go ahead and give Hassan of the Cursed Arm a try. I know some people are salty about him from Heaven's Feel. Man was just doing his job. Man was just doing his job. That's the kind of person he is. And he will also work for you. And third, Hassan of the 100 Personas. I don't think anything else here needs to be said. She is a Hassan, so she ended up getting the Grails. We're going to definitely go ahead and push her to 80 along with the rest. And that other servant that carried me through Orleans, the legend Sasaki Kojiro himself. We haven't gotten a Kojiro past Star Rarity 1, so I figured I would just go ahead and make my own. This man, the reason he's at Bond 9 right now, isn't necessarily because of use, but because whenever I need to pull somebody on to carry craft essences and I want to gain Bond, Since MASH is bond locked by the story, I throw Sasaki Kojiro in my back line, and he is the champion of carrying my event craft essences into battle, and has even saved my bacon a couple of times on top of that. 5-star Saber Sasaki Kojiro when La Single. When? Next up, we have Lo Bu, who is eventually going to go up to 90. Lo Bu, beyond being a Three Kingdoms servant, was actually a very nice surprise to find in Fate Extra, and this man was the first hurdle I encountered in that game. I spent a very long time trying to beat him, several days in fact, and he just proved the absolute power that is within Lo Bu. As they said, among men Lo Bu, among horses red hair, and in his Berserker incarnation that is incredibly apparent. I absolutely shudder to think what kind of Lo Bu we would see if they ended up giving him an Archer, Lancer, or Rider variation. That would just be magnificently powerful. This is also my main that I play in Fate Extella Link on top of that, so he has gained extra brownie points from that as well. Someday, Lo Bu, you will be 90. Also just an absolute great budget Berserker for you to pick up as a newer player. 3 stars, doesn't matter. Man can still put in some insane work for you. So if you're having some issues, give Lo Bu a try. Mandricardo here easily got a Grail specifically because of the Atlantis story. Mandricardo will become your best friend after that story ends. He is an absolutely stellar character with some magnificent character development. It is entirely for story reasons that I have grailed Mandricardo, and it will likely be entirely for story reasons that will lead to you grailing Mandricardo as well. And the same can be said for this next character. That character, of course, being Jason. I know a lot of you out there still hate Jason. I understand. I understand that Okeanos took a toll on all of us. But Jason more than redeemed himself in the Lost Belts. Jason was our last hope. Jason was all we had left. And he proved himself one of, if not the most capable leader that we have seen in Fate Grand Order. A little bit of a temper on him, but Jason has more than redeemed himself through his actions in the Lost Belts. Go ahead, build yourself an Argonauts team. Send out a Jason. Use him as your arts farmer. Have Heracles throw him into the sun. Whatever works, whatever works. Jason has more than earned his place in my Chaldea. That is absolutely allowed. You can keep hanging around, Jason. Keep hanging around. And finally, we'll go ahead and update this with my grailing plans for the future. That is, of course, red hair right here, this second Lo Bu. I will be grailing the horse to 90 once I finish with Lo Bu. That is definitely going to happen as my Three Kingdoms catalyst that is necessary. And that extra attack is definitely going to help him as well. Also, we are definitely going to, I'll shoot up a picture here, grail Zhang Zhao when he comes out on NA. Because, again, Three Kingdoms servant, and plus, he is the ultimate servant to teach you the way of peace. Go ahead and let me know in the comments if you understood that reference at all. Please, please. Yeah, anyways, that's it. That is everybody that I have grailed, but you might have realized that I missed somebody. I grailed. That is a BB and Summer BB. And you might be asking yourself, Justin, why did you grail BB? Why'd you grail Summer BB? Well, my answer to all of you is simple. Why not?